Hey guys, so we're here at our Sport Spine Rehab in Rockville, and we have the wonderful Grace Foster who joins us today. She is the director of the Back on My Feet Foundation here, the DC chapter of that. And we've been partners with Back on My Feet for a little while now, and it's been a wonderful experience. So we want to bring her in and tell you guys a little bit about what is the premise of Back on My Feet, what is it that you guys do, what's the goal here?
Yeah, the goal of Back on My Feet is actually pretty profound. And what we do is we tackle the issue of homelessness, but we do it in a really unique way with introducing the sport of running to our clients who are experiencing homelessness. And we get them physically active and involved with our running community. Because not only does this influence like a structure for them, some discipline, also some goal achievement, but it plugs them into a community of support. People that care about them and that are showing up for them 3 days a week at 5:45 in the morning, which is a big commitment both for our volunteers but also for the individuals who are experiencing homelessness. And this translates into helping them be supported and feel motivated to obtain employment and housing and long-term success for themselves.
So how do your members find out about the program? Is it word of mouth, or how do you find good candidates for this?
Yeah, that's a really great question because when this program started, everyone was like, yeah, people who are experiencing homelessness, they're not going to run with you. And what we have found is that actually the facilities that they're staying in are looking for active, meaningful ways to plug their residents back into society. And so we have really great partnerships with various facilities all across the DMV, either transitional homes or recovery facilities, things like that. That are helping the residents, get back on their feet, and then comes in Back on My Feet to help them move forward.
Sure. And I've noticed just in your lingo, you say that they're experiencing homelessness rather than they are homeless, right? So it's not defining them as that. Can you talk a little bit about that? I'm sure it's not accidental that you picked those words.
Exactly. And I love that you asked that question and that you're aware of that phrasing because what Back on My Feet, what we're really proud of is how we're combating not only homelessness, but the stigma of homelessness and what homelessness looks like and what people understand it to be. A lot of perceptions are centered around what you see on the streets when you're passing people who are sleeping on the streets or just look really ragged and unsupported. And what homelessness really looks like is that there are various factors that cause an individual to be in the state that they're in. And in DC alone, HUD does a statistical research on homelessness every year, and what they find is that the majority of homeless individuals are in shelters and facilities and not actually on the streets. So there's about 7,400 people who are experiencing homelessness in DC, and 300 of those folks are the ones that you're seeing on the streets.
Okay.
So you're talking about 7,000 plus people that are living in transitional homes and facilities that are experiencing homelessness, and we say experiencing because that's not who they are, it's not what defines them. A lot of folks have lost their jobs through the economy and never bounced back. Some of them have gone through various life experiences. Some of them are going through addiction recovery, and so being homeless is not something that defines who they are, rather it's a stage of life that they're in. So they're working to get out of it, and that's why we say experiencing homelessness, because it's just one aspect in their life that they're going through.
Sure. And so then in this, to make sure that I understand, then adding the physical exercise piece to it and the community, that's something that you guys have directly correlated with their ability to get back on their feet.
Yeah. Initially, it was really just to get them plugged in and get them surrounded by positivity and help them achieve other things besides just thinking about their situation in the facility. And what it has really translated into over the years that Back on My Feet has been in existence is that the running has been really transformative of their mind. People experiencing homelessness, what they have told us is that they feel very invisible, because again, they're in transitional facilities, they're not in the streets. And so a lot of people don't know that they're actually experiencing homelessness. And they are working in the community, they're in training programs, things like that, but they feel really alone. And so the transformative power of running, anyone that's an athlete, runner, whatever, you know what exercise does for your mind. It makes you feel positive, the physical endorphins kick in, but also when you're reaching goals and you're passing milestones that you didn't think you could do, like when they're running all of a sudden 1 mile and they've never run before, and then it translates to 2 to 3, and then we have members who are doing marathons. We have a couple of members who are ultra marathoners. It's pretty incredible. So
there's a trickle-down effect of confidence.
It's a trickle-down effect of confidence, and the people showing, our volunteers who show up for them 3 days a week at 5:45 in the morning, it's just a repetitive message of, I'm supporting you, I'm supporting you. And the running is really the communal aspect of our program that helps them become confident and then able to work towards employment and housing because they've gained that self-esteem and confidence in themselves.
Yeah, and I'm assuming it gives them a lot of consistency too. They're kind of really from that. So in what ways, you mentioned having some partners in the community and stuff. So in what ways have we been able to help your members, and what are some of the other partners you have out there that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. Well, Sport and Spine, you've been a tremendous partner for years. I believe it's been 5 or 6 years that you've been involved with Back on My Feet. And really what you do is you help our members retain their physical health when they get injured, either on the work site, when they're training with Back on My Feet for these marathons, or like I said, a lot of our members have never run before. All of a sudden they're running and they tend to overtrain because they're so excited and they want to achieve these miles. And so when they pull a hamstring or they have a back injury or whatever it is, you at Sport and Spine, you give free treatment to our members and our alumni. That's huge. They don't have insurance. They can't afford these kinds of treatments to get back on their feet and running with us. And so the running is such a staple of our program. They rely on the running to maintain their sobriety or whatever it is. The community is a big deal. So the fact that you help them heal so they can come back out and be participating with us, it's more valuable than anything that we could ever ask of you. So we really, really appreciate that.
And we appreciate you guys. And are there any other community partners that you guys have that are playing kind of a pivotal role there in helping you?
Yeah, we are really lucky to have a lot of local DC partners who are employment partners, financial partners, workshop partners. So, really long-standing partners have been like Marriott International. They're hugely supportive. We have a national organization, so most folks don't know that we're 13 chapters strong. We're all over the country. And so we have Marriott International, who's also a large national partner of ours. They give opportunities for our members to obtain employment, which is huge. Because along with Marriott employment comes benefits and health care and all of that important stuff. And so SunTrust Bank is also a huge partner of ours, both locally and nationally, giving financial literacy classes. And we have all sorts of various employment and wellness partners that participate. So we're really, really lucky to have all the support.
And so if anyone watching this wants to get involved or wants to contribute or maybe just wants to learn more about you guys, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
The best way is through our website at backonmyfeet.org. And there's a tab that says get involved with us, and you can choose various ways to get involved. We talked a lot about the running aspect of the program. I have to admit, I'm not a morning person, so I understand if getting up at 5 in the morning is not super appealing to everyone. We do various activities with our members to get them employment and housing ready. So we have workshops where we work on soft skills and hard skills to get them employment ready.
Great.
We have races that we do on the weekends that are like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
So not
Get
as
sleep
early.
in a little bit.
Exactly. We do long training runs on Saturdays. We have special events where we always need volunteers. And any way that people think they can be a resource to Back on My Feet, we really, really encourage that. So going online and submitting an inquiry form, it's very short. That's the best way to get a hold of us.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Grace, for
Thank you
coming
so
all
much.
the way out here.
We really appreciate
And
it.
we look forward to continue working with Back on My Feet. Again, we urge you guys to check them out. They're really doing amazing work. We're blessed here at Sport Spine that we actually get to meet these people, not just Grace, but the recipients of the amazing work that she and her team are doing. So any way that you guys see that you could get involved, either contact us, contact them, go on backonmyfeet.org and get involved. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.